Hello everyone, Mikey there, Panzernator here, and today we are talking about the 22nd dev diary for Hearts of Iron 4 Man the Guns, and this one is Bag of Tricks number 3. So what we have in this dev diary is a bunch of different things. Apparently there was nothing was ready in terms of the naval update for them to share with us yet. So this is some more things coming with the free update and the Ironclad update and the Man the Guns expansion. But of course, this is not an exhaustive list. Basically, that means this isn't everything, but this is a lot of the things. And of course, art and numbers may not be final. Starting off, we have issues regarding ideology and drift. So an issue that's come up on multiple occasions is they have national spirits that give ideology drift. So if you puppet a fascist nation as a communist, that nation might gradually drift back to fascism because it has a national spirit giving fascism drift. So solving that, they have done two things. All national spirits that give an ideology drift time out after 2 to 3 years, or in case of spirits that have other effects, so like spirits with multiple effects and only one of them is ideology drift, then these national spirits need to be permanent. So those national spirits are removed whenever they are no longer the ideology that it drifts towards. So screenshot steady as she goes. Apparently there's some debug stuff, but what this does is this gives the UK, I think this is from the UK, ENG, steady as she goes. This allows you to enact decisions in your subjects which give you weekly stability and democracy support in all of your subjects. In addition to that, they've added, quoting the editor, in addition, we've added new decisions that give you greater control over the ideology of your subjects, which allow you to expend political power to gain and to give them an ideology drift. And whenever they have enough support for the ideology you're boosting, you can do some decisions to switch them. So the first one we have is national influence in the British Raj, nation building under foreign influences. The countries we have taken under our protection deserve only the best and most equitable governance. Destabilizing influence from alien ideologies must be curtailed. So nation building the British Raj. We must train a new generation of administrators to lead the Indian people away from totalitarianism and into democracy and the rule of law. So you must be the overlord of the British Raj. There must be less than 90% support for IIM, LLM, 11M, I don't know what that is. And there must be one of the following true: more than 0.2 political power daily, and you must have more than 25 political power. So for 125 days, it gives drains the political power from you, but gives the British Raj democracy support and stability. And then we also have police action in the British Raj. And what this one, it says, the Indian people are ready to receive responsible self-government from local police and paramilitary forces, which there must be more than 60% support for 11M. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm probably saying the wrong thing, but anyways, the British Raj must not be democratic. You can't switch them to democratic if they're already democratic. And you spend some political power, and when you do it, the British Raj gets turmoil, which gives less stability and war support for a year, but their politics change and elections will be held. So some interesting features to help control your subjects, especially as the UK. It looks like they're giving the UK a lot more, I don't want to say control, but a lot more options when it comes to their subjects. like the imperial conferences or whatever it's called, and just basically you can spend a lot of political power to kind of make the Commonwealth do what you want. So next up, there are adjustments to the Netherlands focus tree. So the monarchist past is something Bratton didn't like. By the way, I did not mention Bratton is the author for this dev diary, and he's tinkered a little bit to make the monarchist path for the Netherlands more interesting. And the problem with the original design was it was too historical. So historically, basically, the Dutch were defeated, and then the government in exile, including Wilhelmina, Queen Wilhelmina, she wanted to reform the constitution and give her more power after the liberation of the Netherlands. However, in Hearts of Iron, this would mean you would have to basically, throw the game and surrender, become a government in exile, then flip to neutrality, and then you don't really get anything because you don't control your land anymore, which is not, all you really do is just continue to support the British in their war, which the Queen wanted to do instead of cool independent stuff, which, it's not fun for gameplay. So here we have a picture of the focus tree, and the monarchist path is on the left-hand side. So I think it's the orange bovine, symbol of resistance, replaced the defeatist government, the only man in the Dutch government, and it's Wilhelmina. All of these Dutch words and Wilhelminism and all of that. So, yep, looks interesting. I don't know how this differs because I did not memorize the Dutch focus tree yet because it hasn't been added, and that dev diary came out before I started doing these videos. So, of course, it is still possible to go through this path as a government in exile because multiple focuses give you bonuses regardless of whether you have control of your homeland or not, but it is no longer a requirement to capitulate. So, the focuses give you off-map military factories as well as build up Belgium and Luxembourg after you get them through the revive the buffer state proposal. And the final focus has been given to give you sort of an in-game, this is Wilhelmism, which revolves around a cunning plot to use the German Kaiser in his exile in the Netherlands, in Huisdorn. I don't know Dutch words. I'm going to pronounce all this wrong. Since the end of the First World War, and basically what you do is you attract German deserters and incite an insurrection to weaken Germany. So the focus periodically spawns free divisions comprised of German deserters, which also gives Germany a national spirit, draining their manpower. And once any German territory has been quote-unquote liberated by the Netherlands, an actual civil war kicks off in Germany where the Kaiser or his son, if the Kaiser has died, so Wilhelm II or III, leads a rebellion which is headquartered in the territory you liberated to put them back on the German throne. And this civil war nation is a puppet of the Netherlands, so you can support it. And once the war is won, the Kaiser will require you to fill your promises, which means releasing Germany as an independent nation. And then there's a proposal to create a formal alliance, which if you do this in Waking the Tiger, it'll put Germany on the Kaiserreich path, which means you will probably be at war with the Allies and the Comintern, which they won't be happy with you, causing all this racket in Germany. And also, importantly, this gives you, if you have Man the Guns but not Waking the Tiger, an option to create monarchist Germany with the Kaiserreich Germany. Although you will not be able to play as it, they will just be in your faction. So, picture Wilhelmism, blah, blah, blah. One of the following must be true. You must be at war with the German Reich, and the German Reich must be fascist, or you must be at peace with the German Reich, and Germany has completed the focus to revive the Kaiserreich, which means a lot of countries dislike you. And then you get the German defector national spirit, which will give us 7-2 infantry templates with engineer, recon, and artillery. Oh man, that's a good infantry. That's a really good template for especially early in the game. And then German Reich gets the National Spirit Pro Kaiser Defectors, which is minus 1,000 weekly manpower, and event soldiers defect to the Netherlands. Very interesting. Sounds fun. Originally, my excitement for the focus trees were America, Britain, Mexico, Netherlands, and now I think the Netherlands might be above Mexico, in my opinion, because this sounds like a fun game. Basically, be the Netherlands, be a monarchy, make Germany a monarchy, and then Netherlands and Germany, kind of just team up and bro out and make monarchies great again. So, of course, the Dutch focus tree is not the only one getting adjustments. There will also be adjustments to the new British focus tree. And in the original UK focus tree revealed, Bratton mentioned that the naval tree would get makeovers, and here we have it. So, naval rearmament, amphibious warfare, anti-non-contact committee, imperial shipping routes, and the Vanguard, HMS Vanguard, a new ship in World of Warships. I will have games of that on my channel because Warships is the game I do in addition to Hoy, but we're getting off track. So, various additions have been made. So, the Anti-Non-Contact Committee gives tech bonuses to mine link and mine sweeping. Anti-Submarine Training School gives doctrine bonuses to convoy defense, as well as a national spirit that improves destroyer experience game. ASW Warfare gives 2 times ahead of time tech bonuses for anti-submarine warfare modules. And expanding the repair yards gives you a couple of dockyards and a national spirit, making repairs and refits cheaper and faster. Vanguard gives you a modern battleship template and also creates a free battleship with this template in Clydebank, which is in Lanark State. So Vanguard, it has to be after 1944. You must have the technology Vanguard class, and basically it says, we must not be outnumbered by our enemies on the sea. We have a number of 15-inch guns still in storage that we could use to replace the time-consuming 16-inch guns required for our next planned battleships, which would greatly speed up construction of the class's lead ship, HMS Vanguard, which gives you 25 naval experience, creates a variant of the Vanguard, and creates the HMS Vanguard. Bratton has also added some focuses that tie into the Reinforce the Empire branch, and as the British relied heavily on their light cruisers to keep trade lanes secure, this is now represented in the focus tree that requires both naval rearmament as well as service overseas. So in secure the imperial shipping routes, you must have those 2 focuses. And it says, the cohesion of our colonial empire hinges on our ability to protect the merchant shipping that binds it together and to protect our force wherever it may be necessary. We have always relied upon a vast fleet of light cruisers to do this, and we must ensure we continue to have the necessary numbers of these ships to allow us to be everywhere at once. And currently, as it's currently written, you get a 100% research bonuses for light cruiser models. You gain a national spirit. Secure the imperial shipping routes, which grants minus 10% production cost for light cruisers. Very, very nice. And moving on, following the Commonwealth ties comes the last addition to the British focus tree. It represents the massive British Commonwealth Air Training Plan, and it gives bonuses to air and air wing experience gain, reflecting the impact of one of the largest air training programs in history. So it requires Commonwealth ties and Dominion of Canada, or basically some of your subjects must be in a faction with you, and it cancels the requirements are not met. And it gives you a national spirit British Commonwealth Air Training Plan, which gives you 0.05 air experience daily. Air experience gain is plus 10%. Air wing mission experience gain plus 10%. Air wing training experience gain plus 20%. And Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and 2 others, so South Africa and the British Raj, because, those are the Commonwealth nations. Maybe British Malaya, who knows? It's British Raj and South Africa, because that's what it says early in the focus. They get the same national spirit. And, actually South Africa, so maybe it is the British Malaya in the first one. South Africa gets the Joint Air Training Scheme, which looks like the same bonuses. So of these, all of them are free, part of the free features, except those that rely on paid features, so anti-submarine warfare, expand the repair yards, Vanguard, anti-North contact committee will not be available without the DLC. So that's it for the British focus tree changes. Now there are some map changes. So the map change dev diary had a lot of suggestions from the community, and Bratton worked through a number of them. And the most important here are some new tags. So you have Mauritania, Nambia, Western Sahara, or the Sahari Arab Democratic Republic, British Antilles, French Guiana, Maldives, Fiji, Melanesia, Slovenia, Bosnia, Macedonia, and Northern Ireland. And to accommodate Mauritania, the westernmost impassable state has been made passable, allowing armies to move down into sub-Saharan Africa in both Egypt and the east, as well as the west. This is something I am very happy for, because you know, as Italy, you'd go through all the French stuff, and then you'd get there and you'd just be like, well, we got to go all the way around. And now you can just kind of go through on the west coast of Africa, which is great. Also, Nambia has been added due to popular request, and the Caprivi strip has been fixed. So that's this little state that's part of South Africa, I think, right now. And you know, you can see some of the other tags you can release: Zambia, Rhodesia, Botswana, and also the Balkans have been further balkanized, and the states from Montenegro and Macedonia have been adjusted. So looks Bosnia is the one with Sarajevo. Serbia looks a little weird, that kind of exclave in Croatia, or that little peninsula looking thingy in the rivers. I don't know about that, but we'll see about it. But yeah, a lot more releasable tags in the Balkans. And moving on, thanks to initiative by Tristan Edge. Tristan, I think, was in the first of the streams showing Mexico. He seems like a funny dude. A large number of victory points have been adjusted or added, and there have been a lot of victory point adjustments for Greece, Turkey, Portugal, Mexico, Poland, Czechoslovakia, and European Russia. And there have also been victory point adjustments for Spain, France, America, Germany, Italy, China, and Serbia. We can see Poland, and it looks like there's just a bunch of other smaller cities, which is pretty good, very nice. And there's a sneak preview of the ones in Western Poland. And so whenever they add new tags, they put in an effort to make sure all releasable tags have at least one victory point, which is their capital. And this has resulted in a dramatic increase in the amount of victory points in Africa, the Caribbean, and in Asia. Finally, some naval zones have been split up to make better use of naval terrain, and it allows you to make more strategic choices with your navy. And an example of this is the Aegean. So, of course, the Aegean Islands are, oh my God, the Aegean, people commenting right now. I apologize, but thank you for commenting. Comment on this video. So yeah, the Aegean Islands are going to be different than the Eastern Mediterranean, because islands versus open or ocean or shallow ocean or what have you. So yeah, they will continue, streaming Mexico. Daniel is a victim of biological warfare. And next week, we'll see us with a new dev diary. So pretty quickly, some rejected titles. Yet another focus tree about the German Kaiser. My conquest is the Sea of Victory Points. Hoi 4, now 200% more balkanization. Installing democracy has never been so easy. Ensuing the Hoi 4 Community Challenge, Western Sahara World Conquest, and the people actually live here now update. So this again touches over a lot of the features that are coming to Man the Guns and Ironclad that don't involve the Navy. I'm quite interested in the probably the most exciting thing for me was the Dutch focus tree rework, the ability to bring back the Kaiser as the Dutch and have a team with Germany. Sounds pretty fun. HMS Vanguard is pretty cool. As a World of Warships player, I'm psyched to see her in Hearts of Iron and some special stuff going with that. And more Navy stuff is always fun. The more releasable tags is always a fun thing. More victory points. I like geography. Playing Hoi teaches me a lot of geography, so knowing where all these places are makes things better. And further balkanizing the Balkans, of course, is always a worthy goal. But that is it for this dev diary. Thanks to Bratton for writing a fantastic one. Release date when, I'm sure, is what we are all asking. I hope you enjoyed this dev diary overview. If you did, be sure to leave a like, consider subscribing to the channel, follow me on Twitter, and check out my Patreon page. Thank you all so much for watching, and until the next one, this is Mikey Panzernator signing out. See ya, nerds.